Assalamualaikum everyone.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum assalam, beta. How are you all?
Fine, thank you, ma'am.
Fine, ma'am.
Okay.
Fine, ma'am.
Welcome to your new class, beta. This is far more different than the school papers, okay? School classes. We have entered the federal board classes. So this is far more different than the school classes. So first of all, we'll discuss that what is federal board and how we are going to cope up with the requirements of the federal board syllabus and federal board exam papers. Okay? It's not difficult. It's really very easy. It's very easy, but bit different from that of your school examination. Okay, but before starting the class, I just want everyone to please mark your attendance in the chat box. Please mark your attendance in the chat box along with your section. Mark your attendance in the chat box with your section. That's good. Okay, before moving on to the syllabus or before moving on or starting up with the books, let's first discuss something that is related to our syllabus and that is related to our paper pattern. Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Visible to everyone, that's good. Okay, beta, this is what we call the policy guideline for English paper. That the syllabus for your English examination and what is the syllabus that has to be covered and what is the paper pattern that will be followed by the federal board. And it's all students we have in our class today, just 15. Although we have three combined sections right now. Let me send them a message. Just wait for a while, students. Just wait, students. Okay, let's start up with the policy guideline. Policy guideline is basically something that it tells you how to attempt the paper, what is the paper pattern, and what is the paper pattern. Okay, let's start. The question paper is organized in the following three sections, namely section A, B, and C. So in your paper, federal board paper, you will have section A, B, and C. Question posed may be text based or derived unseen. Okay, these are some this is something that your questions that you in your school classes, in your school exams, you have question answers from the chapter. Those question answers will be there in a federal board as well, but sometimes they may be from the text and they may be unseen. But in the similar pretext, the difficulty level as per the lessons taught in the course. Distribution of the questions with respect to cognitive domain within each section shall roughly be around 30% knowledge, 50% understanding, and 20% of your application. 30% of your knowledge that you have learned, and 50% would be based upon your understanding, and 20% how you're gonna attempt it. Now, section A, what would be there in section A? Okay, students. This section consists of, just wait for a while. Okay, this is section A. This section consists of question number 1 with 15 compulsory structured part questions. Structured part questions mean that the MCQs, that multiple choice questions. This is your objective section. The first part of the paper is objective section, that will be of 15 marks. 15 marks part questions. These MCQs shall be designed in such a way that they should be able to check comprehension of lesson, vocabulary, and grammar with rough proportion of 30%, 20%, and 50% of questions respectively. 30%, 20%, and 50% questions respectively means that the comprehension of lessons would be 30%, that the textbook you will have. Do you have the books right now, students? Did you people get the book?
No, ma'am. They were not available.
They aren't available, ma'am.
Okay, it's okay.
No, ma'am, not
It's okay, but it
ma'am,
doesn't.
they're not available.
If are not available, we can download the chapter from the internet. It's okay. I will download the chapter for you people. Anyway, let's just concentrate on this. 30% would be from the comprehension of lessons, that the book of your textbook, that would be called the Federal Board textbook. There are 12 chapters in that textbook. So the 30% paper, objective paper, would be from the textbook, from the lessons you will read. And then 20% would be from the vocabulary. Vocabulary means that your general knowledge of vocabulary, and 50% would be grammar. Grammar is the most important part in your objective paper, because half of the paper would be from the grammar portion. Now, what are the things that we need to cover in the grammar are articles, parts of speech. Parts of speech we will cover with their types and subtypes. For example, nouns, pronouns, verbs, prepositions, conjunctions, interjections, everything that comes under parts of speech we will cover, inshallah. Then we will have clauses and phrases, identifications. Then we will have kinds of sentences. We can have kinds of sentences according to structure and according to function. Then we will cover conditional sentences. Then we will cover verbals. Verbals are gerund, infinitives, and participles. These are some topics that are included in your grammar portion. Okay, these are the topics we need to cover in our grammar portion. Now, this next section is your section B. Section B consists of three compulsory of varied distribution of marks as detailed below. Means we will have 3 more questions in section B, but they will be further divided. Question number 1 was MCQs, and then question number 2 is your question answers, the comprehension question answers. Comprehension question answers from your chapter. From the chapters we will cover in our textbooks. Are you people getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
On?
Yes.
Okay, wherever students you find difficulty, wherever you think that you are not understanding anything, wherever you think that you are not getting me, better please raise your hand and ask me. Clear your confusion on the spot. Don't keep it till you. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Because these are not one-to-one sessions, these are online sessions, and in these sessions we can clear our confusion in this way. In our face-to-face classes we can clear the confusion through discussion, but over here we don't have that discussion system. So please, wherever you find that you are not getting anything, wherever you think that something is getting confusing, you are not understanding anything, please raise your hand, and rather you can unmute yourself and ask me the question. Okay, on the spot. Okay.
Yeah.
Discussing the section B. This question shall consist of preferably 9-part questions. Candidates are required to attempt 6 out of these 9-part questions. 3 questions will be seen, whereas 6 questions shall be unseen. Now, in question number 2, you will have 9 questions from the chapters. From the 12 chapters, we will read in the book, in the textbook of Federal Board. From the textbook of Federal Board, 9 questions, there will be 9 questions, and out of those 9 questions, you have to attempt 6 questions. And in those 9 questions, 3 questions will be seen, and 6 questions would be unseen. Unseen, maybe we can say that the formation of questions would be unseen, but the questions would be there from the chapter. They won't be out of the syllabus. The questions will never be out of your syllabus. They will be from the chapter, but the formation of question may be different from that of in the book. Then we will have question number 3. Okay, sorry. For question number 2, we will have 18 marks. You have to attempt 6 questions, 3 marks for each question. Okay? And the limit for each question is 30 to 40 words. Your answer should not exceed 30 to 40 words. Next. Candidates are question number 3. There we have, again, this is a question from your textbook from the poem. There are 2 poems in your textbook. One is Daffodils and the other one is Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Evening. So question number 3 is from your textbook. We have very few boys in the class. Anyways, question number 3 would be from the textbooks that the candidates are required to paraphrase a given stanza. Okay, initially you people were doing summaries of the poems. You people were summarizing the poems and you go onwards. Now you don't have to summarize the poems. You have to paraphrase the stanzas. So we will paraphrase the stanzas in the class. We will practice it in the class. So this is this question consists of 3 marks. So you will be given 2 stanzas, and out of those 2 stanzas, you need to paraphrase 1 stanza. Then part B of this question would be stanza comprehension. What is stanza comprehension? That you'll be given a stanza, and after that you'll have to solve few questions from that stanza. As you know that we have the comprehension passages. As we do the comprehension passages, similarly we have stanza comprehension, that there will be questions from the stanza, and this part consists of 6 marks. There will be 3 questions from the stanza. The questions may be about the poet. The questions may be about the meanings of different words from the stanza. The question may be about the literary device that are present in the stanza. We will discuss everything in detail while doing the chapters, inshallah. Next, that is question number 4. Question number 4 totally consists of grammar portion. A part of that question will consist of 7 sentences. Candidates are required to change voice, tense, manner of any 5 from the amongst given sentences. Do you know what are active and passive voices?
Yes, ma'am.
Active and passive voices. This question consists of active and passive voice. You need to change the voice of 5 of the sentences out of 7. Then part B of the question.
What does this mean, voice?
Sorry, I'm not getting you.
Ma'am, what does it mean to change the voice of the sentence?
Voice, that active and passive voice. You must have done active and passive voices. Remember? We do tenses and we
Yes, we did it.
I think you must have done it in your grade 5 book and 6 book, the active voice and passive voice of the sentences. So these are voices, that should be easily called voices. These are basically active and passive voice.
Okay, ma'am.
Clear, beta?
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's good. Okay, the part B of this question. The part B shall preferably consist of 8 sentences. Candidates are required to use correct from the form of verb to complete the sentences. Now, what we have to do there, you'll be given few sentences, and out of those in those sentences you have to provide the correct form of verb. You'll be given the form of verb within the bracket, and you have to use the correct form of verb according to the requirement of the sentence. So the use of the correct form of verb, this thing is totally from the tenses. We will do the tenses in detail, inshallah. We will do each and every tense in detail. So this question is from the tenses. Part C. Part C of question number 4 is of 3 marks. This part shall consist of a sentence or a paragraph with preferably 6 punctuation marks. So for that part of 3 marks, we will do inshallah punctuation marks in detail, that where and when which punctuation mark should be used. In this part, you will be given a line or a paragraph to punctuate, and you have to put punctuation marks where necessary. So altogether, this question consists of 13 marks. And with this question, the section B of the paper will be over. Next is your section C. In section C, we will have question number 5, the continuation of the paper. Candidates are required to compose and write an informal letter from given choice of 2 letters, may be seen or unseen. You'll have one grammar book with your textbook. The grammar book will be English Grammar and Composition for grade 9 and 10 by Punjab Textbook Board. So you will have few letters in that book. The letter in the paper may be seen from that book and may be unseen. But the basic thing is that the letter would be informal, and you should know the pattern of doing the writing the letter, how to write the letter, because in federal board, pattern of the letter matters a lot. Letter pattern matters a lot. Keep this thing in mind. Initially, you people used to write open punctuation letters, because in Oxford, and as per the Oxford, or you people were you people were studying Oxford syllabus, remember? So in Oxford, you have open punctuation letters, but over here now, in your federal board syllabus, we don't have open punctuation letters. We have closed punctuation letters. What are closed punctuation letters? That we need to put punctuation marks, we need to put commas, we need to put full stops where necessary. Where necessary, we need to put all the punctuation marks. These are called closed punctuation letters. What are these called? Closed punctuation letters. Now, the requirement of the letter is also given. Please be attentive for that requirement of the informal letter. That how we need to use, how we are going to write the letter. The pattern we will discuss when we will start doing the syllabus, inshallah. Right now, we will discuss the marks to be according to the pattern. Examination hall, for writing examination hall, you'll get 0.5 marks. Then date, city ABC for 4.5, date for 0.5. Dear sir, dear madam, dear friend, whoever you are writing to, 0.5 marks for that. Then the body of the letter, that the purpose of writing the letter, that why are we writing the letter. For the opening sentences, objective letter writing, and conclusion closing, you will have 5 marks. Then for writing yours sincerely, you'll get 0.5 marks, and then XYZ, your complimentary close, will get 5 marks, 0.5 marks. This is the letter division. That means you will get 3 marks for your pattern and 5 marks for your purpose of writing or the body of the letter. Marks for salutation can only be awarded if the body of the letter is written properly, irrespective of its level of accuracy and correctness. Sometimes students, the naughty students, think that we will only write the pattern and we'll get 3 marks and will not write the body of the letter. So the marks for the pattern will be awarded only on the basis when you will write the body of the letter. Whatever you have written is accurately or not, but if you have written the body of the letter, you will get the marks for your pattern. Okay, next, question number 6. Candidates are required to write a paragraph of about 70 to 80 words in length or any one of the given topic. Now we have paragraph writing. In Federal Board 9th class, we don't have essay writing. We have paragraph writing. And the limit of the paragraph is 70 to 80 words. That you need to write a paragraph of 70 to 80 words on the given topic. Question number 7. Candidates are required to translate any 6 from amongst preferably 9 given sentences into English. So you will have translation sentences, that here you will have to translate the Urdu sentences into English. The Urdu sentences into English, you have to translate Urdu sentences to English. This is totally from the tenses. We will do the tenses inshallah in detail. Yes, beta, anything you want to ask?
Ma'am, ma'am, can we do extra questions? Like there is, or like can we do extra questions?
No, beta, we should not go for extra question. Rather, we should not go for extra question. But there is no purpose, because while marking the board papers, the marking criteria is different for the board papers. That marking criteria is different. They will not award you any extra marks for that. Rather, they will just mark it as extra. They
No, ma'am.
extra.
Ma'am, if we do extra, so if one is wrong, so the other will be counted. Can we do like this?
They will just check the first. For example, if you're gonna write extra question in section B part, question number 2. If you're gonna solve 7 questions, they will check the Federal Board people. They will check the first 6 questions and they will cross the 7th one.
Okay.
They will not consider your question is wrong. Maybe question number 2 or 3 is wrong, or they will give you the margin that okay, let us check question number 7 and consider it instead of the other one, the wrong question. No, they don't do it. They just check first 6 questions and they will mark the last questions as extra. So there is no need to go for any extra question in Federal Board paper. Okay?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Urdu sentences. After Urdu sentences, you have choice. After Urdu sentences, you have choice whether you can write Urdu sentences. You can translate the sentences from Urdu to English. Wait for a while, beta. So you have choice between translation of sentences and dialogue writing. Dialogue writing. Now, what is dialogue writing? That it's a conversation between two people. You'll be given a topic that maybe you have to write the dialogue between two friends. Maybe you have to write a dialogue between a customer and a tailor. So you'll be given a topic and you have to write a dialogue between. Dialogue is basically a conversation between two people. So at least 4 sets of conversation relevant to the topic other than the opening and closing. So you need to write a dialogue, a type of conversation between two people on the given topic. So this is basically your paper pattern. That according to this, we will go with our syllabus. We will cover our syllabus and we'll prepare for the paper, inshallah ta'ala. Is this clear? Any confusion in this? Sure.
Ma'am, will you post this on GC?
Yes, I'll post
Oh,
the
yes.
lecture on GC. Inshallah.
Okay, ma'am.
I will attach the PDF file of this. But say in the school classes, we used to get these printouts and paste these in on your notebooks. Right now, if you want to get the printouts of these, kindly take the printouts and paste these on your notebooks. Otherwise, I'm going to post this lecture on GC. You can go through it once again from that. So tomorrow we will discuss the paper. After that, there we have our paper, that how it's model paper for the students, for the new students. So we will discuss the paper inshallah tomorrow.
Ma'am, and when will we start our work on books and notebooks? Because the books are not.
Let us be over with the discussion of syllabus and then we will start up with the chapters inshallah, with the textbook. If you want, the textbook books would be available in the market. Otherwise, we can start up with the grammar portion. Anyways, okay, students, the time of the class is over. See you tomorrow. Take care and Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz, ma'am.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz, ma'am.